It's Saturday, almost the end of the week, and that means it's deadlifting, and deadlifting is heavy as I fucking possibly can. Well, I say that. So
yeah, let's not go as heavy as possible.
yeah, no, like,
right.
yeah. One question that a lot of people keep on asking me is, why don't I use a deadlift? Not why don't I use deadlift? Why don't I use a belt when I deadlift? And there are two reasons behind this. The first is simply, you either, if you're really going heavy, a lot of people either they pee, they throw up, or their nose starts bleeding. So if I'm going really, really heavy and my bladder is full, I will pee myself. But more importantly, if I'm going really, really heavy and I'm wearing a belt, I will throw up. And as disgusting as it sounds, it's happened a few times. And literally, like, the belt, because it restricts me so much, like, the food just comes up and I have literally like vomited into my mouth, and is the most unpleasant experience that I've had, and it puts me completely off. So if I'm like halfway through a lift and I feel the food coming up, I immediately stop, as opposed to kind of like pushing through. Like, I can push through if I'm peeing myself. I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm peeing myself, so what? But I always try to empty my bladder before I pee, so I don't have like this stream. And I've seen these girls who literally have a fucking stream of pee when they're going super, super heavy. And like it's almost like a badge of honor. And I'm like, no, that's not a badge of honor, because then someone else is going to go and deadlift on your platform or do hip thrusts or something, and you've just peed there. So I always, if I know I'm going super, super heavy, I will always go to the bathroom first, empty my bladder before I do that lift, or multiple lifts. And if it's like multiple lifts and it's taking me like an hour, because that happens, I will drain my bladder a few times just to make sure I'm not like rivers of pee, streaming. But yes, that is the one reason I don't wear a belt, is because it literally makes me throw up. So good to know, like we're becoming friends. Too much information going on here. And then the second reason is, obviously, it is a sport, and therefore it will assist you. And I want to strengthen my core and my posterior chain as much as possible. So I generally go as heavy as I possibly can without any form of assistance. Yes, I do use chalk, but straps and belts I avoid as much as possible. And obviously, if I'm doing squats or something like that, I'll avoid knee sleeves, simply because the more reliant, I personally, and this is my personal opinion, the more reliant you are on those accessory support systems, the more reliant you become on them, and you're not just strengthening your body naturally, and then it gets to a point where you almost weaken the muscle because you're not using it as actively as you possibly could. Obviously, if I'm doing like a 90% or trying for a 1 rep max, I'm going to use the aids, because they do help you. Let's be realistic here. It's not like they're just a safety thing, like some people would say. They do assist you. A belt will assist you. Knee sleeves will assist you. Everything assists you. So, and if you're not able to, do it raw, I feel like it just you're not building your strength as effectively as you could. Like, also, I do dead stop reps with deadlifts, because the hardest part is pulling it off the ground. And if you're using the bounce and the momentum of doing consecutive reps, obviously you're making it easy, so that pull isn't becoming as strong as possible. But if you literally drop the bar or put the bar down, reset and go again, you're essentially building the hardest part, which is getting it off the floor, without momentum of the bounce. Even if it is a small bounce, it's still a bounce enough to help aid that little bit off the floor. So that's why I always do dead stop reps. It's all about building strength and being as strategic as possible and maximize my training. Obviously, I don't want to do more training than necessary. So I would rather, what training I do, make it as hard as possible, so it's as effective as possible. So enough about belts and throwing up and peeing, because, we've just bonded here. You've gotten to know me on a really intimate level. But, okay, so I have done, it's my second strength kind of cycle. I've got 1 week left of it, and then I do a deload. Oh, deload, baby. My body's like, yeah, can't wait for that deload. But I'm doing 4 of 4 on everything except my squats, which of course were remaining on 5 of 5. And I've done 2 working sets. So my initial goal going in today had been 160. And then, so I did 70, 110 kilograms, 150 kilograms, and then I did I did 140 kilograms, and then I did 157.5, and that felt heavy. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can do 160. So I've done 2 sets on 157.5 kilograms, and I'm still weighing 62 kilograms. So it's 2.5 times body weight. More than that. 160 is more 62.
Double 124 plus 32, 156, 2.5.
Okay, so 156, because I can't do maths, 156 is 2.5. So if I've just done then 2.5 times body weight, and then 160 would be slightly, like incrementally more than 2.5 times body weight. So this is my first set on 160 kilograms at 62 kilograms body weight. And like last week where I was like, I need to be more positive, I'm trying my best to go into this without me thinking, oh, that was fucking heavy on my last set. I'm going in as like, I can fucking do this. If I really didn't feel like 160 was not doable, I would stick at 160. So we're about to see. Okay, so remember, always set up. Get your feet mid-foot, tight back. Chalk up your hands if you need to. Strap up. And most importantly, fucking believe in yourself. So, weight distribution, mid to heel of foot, tight back. Come on. Oh, yeah. That was grindy. Oh, yeah. Oh, I managed it, but that was not easy. I didn't pee myself. Hey, sweet. Because we're bonded. We're just bonded. Fuck, okay. I got 1 more set. So 1 more set, 160. I'm happy with that. It was hard. I'm not going to lie. It was fucking hard. I'm earning my Cocoa Pops. Though, I'm going to get some Crave. I'm going to have Crave tonight. Yeah. I cannot wait for some Coke. I saw, there was this eating challenge where they had to like eat so many liters of cereal. And I was like, maybe I should try that. See how many bowls of Cocoa Pops I can eat. I put my sheet meal, film it. You can like chug me on. Okay. So I've got 2 more sets, and then it's on to chin-ups, and I'm getting back into muscle ups. So I'm going to see how that goes, because I can do kipping muscle ups, and I've got the strength for strict muscle ups, but I've lost the timing. For whatever fucking reason, I don't know, maybe because I haven't been doing calisthenics in such a long time. I've literally lost the timing of when to pull. So I'm like going back to basics, using bands and just trying to figure out where I'm going wrong on the strict muscle ups. So 2 more sets and then we move on. Yee. Please. Okay, so I have done my deadlifts and I have done my chin-ups. I was really fucking happy with my chin-ups because I managed 35 kilograms. Yay. So I'm getting back up to that weight, feeling solid, feeling strong about them. And the one thing that I really have noticed and I found that has helped is squeezing doing the pelvic tilt, squeezing the plates between my thighs. And that kind of like, that helps get that little bit over the bar, get my chin over the bar that little bit more. So if I'm hitting that sticking point, you almost don't notice, like I can't get it. Then I squeeze the plate and then I can get over. So that's the one thing that I've definitely noticed. So now I'm on to muscle ups. And as I said, like, I lost my timing with the muscle ups, so I've literally just started over. Like, I can do kipping muscle ups, and I can do like 10 unbroken kind of thing, but that's momentum based. So, like, I can easily do that, and I'm confident with that. But the strict one where I have to rely on timing, I've completely lost, and it's been quite frustrating. So don't take my advice here, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of figuring it out and trying to feel my body. So what I'm doing is kind of like a drop set. So I'm starting with a more resistant band and do a rep. Then I go a lighter resistance band and then I do body weight. And I'm just trying to get that typing, because it's all about weighting. If you do Olympic lifting, you'll know that you kind of have to wait and pull at the last moment. It's the same with muscle up. Is like I've been pulling too early, and therefore stopping my momentum, and then I can't get over the bar. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. As I say, don't take my advice, because I still figuring out what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm not a professional, especially with calisthenics. I'm kind of just like learning how my body should be doing it, looking at videos on YouTube, etc., and kind of figuring it out as I go along. So that's something that I have definitely noticed, is I'm not waiting long enough with the muscle up. And my goal is a 20 kilogram, what would you call it? Well, a 20 kilogram muscle up. So the 20 kilograms on me. So it's, a big ass fucking goal. And considering the fact that I'm struggling with body weight right now, it's kind of like, yeah, eventually one day, 20 kilogram weighted muscle up. But for now, right now, primary focus is getting my technique back. So really focus on getting my hands over. Because if your hands aren't over, I've noticed, and again, this is just things that I've discovered as I'm trying to do it, get technique right. If your hands aren't over enough, obviously it's going to literally stop you from getting over the bar. In terms of distance apart, I don't know. I don't know if shoulder width is better, if narrow is better, if wider is better. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I'm still I think shoulder width, it feels like a good positioning. And obviously don't chicken wing it. So 1-1, try to do it smooth and together. So this is obviously with more assistance with a harder band. Okay, so that felt okay. So now I'll do it with less assistance with the red one. Okay. So I'm just kind of like teaching my body the muscle pattern. And I did this for learning to do pull-ups as well. So this is a nice drill for pull-ups as well. Okay, just make sure I get my hands over enough. And wait. That felt okay, right? It's kind of like, okay, now for the scary part, seeing if I can do it body weight. Okay. Right. So my hands nice and over. Wait, don't pull too early. So like I say, like, like I'm kind of like cock blocking myself if I don't get my hands over enough and stopping the momentum by pulling too early. So let's see how this goes. Keep everything tight. Trust. Was that okay? Internet, tell me, was that okay? 'Cause I think I did. Did I?
Oh yeah, look fine.
Okay, so
Same as what the best.
yeah.
You'll see from there.
Okay. So internet, tell me, did I use my legs or not? So I'm going to do 2 body weights. And then I'm just doing that as like a drill superset, trying to get the motion back, trying to get the feeling back. And I'm going to do that for a while, just to reinforce the patterns and eventually obviously start to go heavier and heavier and actually add weight as the goal. But for now, just getting that feeling back, trusting the process, and obviously not tipping or cheating or using my legs or leg drive or anything like that. So I'll do 1 more and just hope for the best. So it feels like kind of like shoulder width apart is a good grip. And I did ask, and they said I can have my feet higher and then drop down lower. Well, kind of like swing forward, and you kind of use that momentum to get you up, but obviously you just mustn't pull too early. So I'm just talking to you, fapping through the movement pattern, analyzing exactly what I should be doing and hoping I get the shit. That's rep 2. That felt good. What do you think? I hope that was okay. So I'm going to do another 4 sets of that. Just movement pattern, drilling it, practicing that. And then, yeah, I'm going to do some weighted high pulls next. Again, reinforcing that weight pull. And that I'm going to go quite heavy with, just to focus on movement pattern and reinforcing the weight and pull at the last minute. So that is my technique. When I was struggling, I saw the One Calisthenics Pro, and he said a good tip is to kind of point your legs and point your toes and kind of go forward, pointing your toes, and use that pointing toe forward movement as momentum to go back. So that was the one thing that I felt really helped me, is kind of like toes forward and then go back in that kind of line and up. So that is something. Because I know it's not strength, because obviously I can do weighted pull-ups and that sort of thing. It's just my timing, getting that technique, and then from there I can start to progress to heavier weights. So that is training for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you'd like to see. It's Cocoa Pops tonight with some crazy cereal. I cannot wait. And I hope you have an amazing day, evening, morning, whatever the time it is. Keep kicking ass, keep focusing, keep dreaming, and keep making goals that you can focus. Remember, short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals, they're all fucking important, and they will keep you focused and motivated. So have something in mind, have goals in mind, so that you have something to work towards, and you're not just like, what's the fucking point? Okay. Also, don't compare yourself. And you are amazing as you are. Don't look at social media and feel discouraged, because you are you, and that's all that fucking matters. So keep kicking ass. Yeah, baby. Oh, functional and fuckable. Yeah.
You just say